Call you, so I don't want all that damn noise.
Yeah, so we record now, brother, so we could talk a little bit and you could, elaborate what's going on
Oh,
with you, man.
okay. Can you hear me good?
I got you, man. Got you locked in.
All right, man. It's good to hear from you, man. It's been a while since we've been able to chop it up, but we here now.
No doubt, no doubt. This is my man right here calling for Behind the G Walls, man. So undisclosed location, but I'm Dynamic Dad hosting this brother right here. Give me a little update, man. Who you are, what you about, man. What's going on with you?
All right.
Just
Well,
talk, man. Just talk.
for those that don't know, my name is KP. I'm an author. I go by the author name Kevin Dwayne. I'm located in Indiana, and I've been down for the past 14 and a half years. I'm a father of four, and I just sit up here and continue to every day to try to turn a mess into a miracle and uplift all the lives that I sit up here and touch.
No doubt, brother. No doubt. So, I mean, like I said, we haven't talked in a while, man. So there's been a lot going on with you, man. Just give me an update, where your mindset is at right now, man.
Well, yeah, man. Since we last chopped it up, I had COVID twice, right? So the second time tried to take me out, but I've been fortunate enough to overcome that. Uh, there's been a lot of things going on in here, unfortunately, for the worst. I lost a couple comrades due to COVID and a couple other situations. Uh, but besides that, man, I've been blessed. I'm not one to complain. I sit up here and been working on a few things, trying to get some business ventures going, with some trucking things and trying to sit up here and, continue to fight this unjust system, man. I got a bigger calling than this, so I'm trying to sit up here and get to it.
And what's that bigger calling, man? What's that about?
Well, the bigger calling is outside of the confines of these walls, right? That calling is to sit up here to get back out to be a productive father to my kids, to be a positive influence to the young people, to the people that sit up here and have no hope or feel like they have a loss of direction. I always feel like I had the gift to inspire and to motivate, and I look forward to doing that. So I feel like my calling is just beyond this space right here. So I always say I live in confusion, but not with a confused man, right?
No
So I'm
doubt.
always sitting up here trying to educate my mind, trying to elevate my thoughts, to sit up here and be able to inspire and help other people. Because I don't never think about myself. I get a lot of flack about that, because I don't never think about stuff. I'm always thinking about other people, how I can sit up here to help somebody else. That's why I feel like my calling is.
No doubt. Well, I learned myself, man. I have a big heart such as you, man, and I think broader than myself, man. Everything that I do is for the masses. You know what I'm saying? And so everything I do, man, I'm like on international level. It's no limits, no borders to what I want to do, where I want to help people out. But one thing I did learn, man, is self-care, self-love. We got to do that first before we can help anybody else.
I definitely agree with you on that. A lot of times, man, I think us as people, we tend to want to sit up here and to do for others, but you fail to realize that before we can really be the extension to someone else that is needed of them, we have to first make sure that we are the extension of ourselves that's needed for us, right? And we fall victim to that. It's like, every plant starts with a root, right? And that root is the extension of a seed. You know what I'm saying? And before that plant could actually grow, it has to get watered. It has to have sunlight so it can sprout. But we tend to sit up here to jump hurdles through this. We think we can go straight from the seed to the leaves. You know what I'm saying? To the flowers just blooming and things of that nature, instead of realizing it's a process to it. You see what I'm saying? So
Everything has
I fell victim to that on numerous occasions. I used to always say, I couldn't get out my own way, right? And the moment I get out my own way, I start seeing my blessings really flourish. Last time we chopped it up, my mother just passed away. There's a lot going on with that situation. It seemed like life was just just had me in the chokehold, right? But I think back, about fast forward a year later, because it's actually been almost a year since we sit up here and had that last interview. Man, life's been beautiful. I can complain, man, so much, but I've been blessed. I've been extremely blessed, man, and I'm just trying to continue to bless others.
No doubt, man. No doubt. Yeah, definitely got to give from your abundance, not from your lack, man. You got to, so self-care is very important that you are able to, have the things you need mentally, physically, so that, even spiritually, so that you can give out from that. So that's definitely something we all have to make sure we on that same page with.
I know that, no doubt about it, man. And last time we spoke as well, we was talking about a program to try to, help brothers in here, to try to extend the program, to other individuals that's in here. But it's been so much foolishness going on to it. That's been a hard thing to do. But it is some good brothers that are inspired to want to be a part of that program. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of good dudes in here, man, that are, active in their kids' lives, that are trying to do the best they can with their children and just with other people, just as being father figures, right? And the more it seems like we are denied those opportunities to really tap into something like that, the more encouraged I become to try to make something like that happen. Because the program that you get, to be able to extend it to people that's incarcerated and to shed light on fathers that are still actively positive in a kid's life is a beautiful thing. And we want to sit up here and we want to extend that, man. We want to showcase that even from behind here.
Definitely, we're gonna do that, man. One thing you can start doing, man, is trying to get those brothers' names and numbers so I can reach out to them by contact them, email them, so that we can keep a dialogue going between them any way possible. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we definitely got to sit up and do that, because there's one brother, man. I actually was speaking to him about you the other day, man. Dude been down over 30 years, man. Very, very intellectual, very deep dude, and that's somebody that I know, man. You would love to sit up here, man, and get to know and chop it up with. Dude is a deep dude. I sit up here and I love to pick his brain, get some jewels from him, sharpen up my own thing, right? So definitely a deep dude.
Yeah,
And yeah,
definitely.
we gonna definitely make that happen.
Yeah, like I
I see,
said,
man, I see a vision. I see this vision, and I see that I see what can happen. And the fact that you are the driving force forward, man, we gonna make it happen.
yeah, definitely, man. If we could get on connecting, whatever, that GLS, whatever that program is, man, I can hit him up on the emails and I can contact him through that, man. So we can get some lines going, man. Send all the brothers to me, man. I'm available to talk to them by any way that they can get it, get the word out. Like I said, by letters, if it's physical or if it's in audio, whatever it may be.
No doubt about it.
If you need my information so they can contact me, let's set it up, man. But on a bigger note, man, so as you continue this self-development, man, what are the things that's sometimes hindering you mentally and physically?
You said, what are some of the things that are hindering me?
Yeah, because I know every day, it's not a good day, man. And like I said, behind there, there's a lot of things that's going to try to slow you down. So how do you deal with those things?
Man, to keep it real with you, man, shit, don't nothing hinder me but myself.
No doubt.
I feel like I am my own worst enemy. I'm big on accountability and responsibility, and I feel like the moment the Creator wakes me up and He give me the ability to rise up out this bunk, then shit, the rest is on me, no matter how bad it looks. So yeah, if anything hinders me, it's myself. I take great pride in man, just rising to the occasion. The harder the circumstances and the obstacles become, I just lock it in my mind. I just get this mindset that no matter how bad it get, I can get through it. I It's just one of them things. I just feel like that I feel like that bad times, hard times got me fucked up. And,
Yeah.
and what I mean by that is I'm not gonna let it sit up here and have me succumb to the reality of it. You know what I mean? I feel like that I am one of the individuals that is capable of overcoming anything that life sits up here and throws at me. I strongly believe that.
No doubt,
So
brother.
yeah,
It's all,
if anything hinders me, it's myself.
so the word is, so the man thinketh, so he is. You know what I'm saying? That's good and
I,
negative.
most definitely, I believe that we definitely speak life and death in the power of the tongue. I believe we can talk ourselves into a blessing, and we can talk ourselves into destruction. I strongly believe that, and
Definitely.
because I'm a living witness to that.
Definitely, brother. It definitely works that way, man. You know, we get, you know, we could kill our own selves, man, in our own mind. We were worst enemy. And enemy inside of me is always trying to destroy you because that flesh is weak, brother, and it's want to constantly keep you down, man. So we got to stay in that spiritual mindset that we are overcomers. You know what I'm saying? We more than conquerors.
I no doubt about it. Life changes directions every day when we don't plan it, and I say that to everybody I ever talk to because it's a true statement. We may sit up here and think some shit go one way, but the creator got a different plan. We know what we want to do. We got a vision of how we gonna get it done, but the reality of it is the creator the only one that know how it's gonna get done.
Definitely, man.
So
So have you been writing anything, man? What you been writing, or what you been, on a
man,
day-to-day
I'm gonna be
basis?
honest with you. I'm gonna be honest with you. I ain't really been working that pen lately. I picked it up the other day, sit up here and did some things with it. But man, dealing with just being sick the past, here and there the past several months, and all these crazy lockdowns and just a lot of personal things going on. You know what I'm saying, on the outside. My man ain't been locked in to really get that writing done.
So,
Go ahead.
so I mean, health-wise, man. I mean, how is that progressing for you? I mean, what are they doing, or what are you doing to keep yourself healthy? In a situation.
Well, right now I'm cool. Well, you know what? I ain't gonna say I'm cool. I got a sore back right now. I think I overextended. Working out, I got the tendency to try to push myself probably a little harder than what I need to do. But when I had that COVID, man, I would sit up here and lost about shit anywhere between 30, 40 pounds, literally.
Wow.
I've always been about 225 and some change, but man, I dropped down to probably about two and some change, but then I picked the shit back up, and then I sit up here, been having these little ailing injuries here and there, but I mean nothing I can't sit up here and work through. It's hard to get a consistent flow while you're in here, man. The moment you sit up here and you think you got a cool flow or something going on, something happens, and then you got these white people want to sit up here and do these lockdowns and all this shit. The funny thing about it is, speaking of health, I had a woman tell me the other day, a nurse. This lady looked me in my face. She said, "I think you need to lose some weight." So I laughed, right? I laughed because the woman told me, "You think I need to lose some weight?" I said, "How the hell I need to lose the weight? I'm in good shape." She said, "Well, uh, your weight doesn't match up with your height." I said, "Ain't this about a bitch?" So this woman trying to tell me what I sit up here need to do, but she don't. But when you look at her, you like, well, damn, this woman don't even take her own damn advice. And, I'm like, man,
Yeah.
hey, these people, something else, man. But yeah, every day, man, I try to sit up here, keep my body, man, in as great shape as possible. My shape, I wouldn't even say, man, it's my conditioning. My conditioning is good, man. But man, sleeping on these damn hard ass bunks, and all this shit, man, it takes a toll on you after so many years. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah, it takes a toll on you after so many years, man. But
So
I'm all right though.
what's the worst conditions you're going through right now?
Well, right now in here, shit, just the off and on lockdowns, man. The off and on lockdown. You may have an isolated incident, and you turn around, these people want to lock you down for some shit that somebody else may did somewhere else. You know what I mean? The mental health things, man. That's me personally. My effect on things. I don't go through shit the way I sit up here and look at it. What most people call going through, it's not something that I take as a hindrance because I've been through so much shit in life to where this shit right here, it's like a walk in the park, but it ain't nothing to be proud of or there's nothing to idolize. You know what I'm saying? But when I see the way other brothers are affected by it, that's where it becomes a problem for me. You know, because the mental health aspect in here is horrible. You know, I say they got this 3-step program in here. Excuse me, and it's called lockdown, shakedown, breakdown. And what I mean by that is these people that sit up here and they done lock this facility down so much on and off, right? So what that does is that creates a level of discomfort and confusion. So in the midst of that, they go to phase 2, shakedown. And what I mean by that is they will wake you up. I've been subjected to this so many times with dogs, with they got these damn guns on you. They got these big ass floodlights trying to intimidate you, right? Only to sit up here, go into your living quarters, to violate your personal property, to unravel you. You know what I'm saying? Let them tell it all they looking for is some contraband. But the reality of it is, all they trying to do is make you uncomfortable, create discomfort, create confusion. Because it's the only thing that they sit up here and they drive off of. So they want a reason to sit up here and to justify their bullshit. So this is the things that they implement, right? Most people can't function like that. So then it goes to the third aspect, which is the breakdown aspect. Once they lock you down, then they shake you down. They create all this confusion and discomfort and anger and anguish and hostility amongst you, right? Then they feel like they done broke you. So now they got you responding in a way that you actually don't want to respond to. So they put you on these lockup units. Well, on these lockup units now, you can't order no food. They feeding you sack lunches every meal, right? They sit up here and they don't let you get a fan, and it's like 100 degrees on these lockup units. So dudes' bodies are literally deteriorating. I mean, dudes are literally breaking down and transforming, man, in front of your eyes, man, down and looking like skeletons. This is a true story. So that's the shit that bothers me. Because see, my man is strong enough not to allow myself to be placed in those kind of situations. Because the strong-minded individuals, which are a very few that can outthink these people, are the people they want to be subjected to this shit. That's why they make it a point to always try to put them in a space where they can get them to possibly to react in a way that is self-destructive, to where they can lock them up even more than what they already confined in, so they can subject them to those kind of punishments, right? That way they don't have a positive effective influence on the people that already done sit up here and either they lost hope or they're walking down that road of being hopeless. So that's the thing. So that's what bothers me.
That's crazy, man. And the mental health, the mind, like I told you earlier, the mind, brother. If your mindset is not right, nothing else can be right. The enemy inside of you. Yeah. That gets a brother to speaking to himself and trying to figure out how to deal with this everyday confusion this mass confusion that they doing every day. Now he's in his head. He's constantly thinking things bad and good. He's trying to figure out how to react the next time they come at him. So he in his head day and night. That's not good for anybody.
Man, a brother I was hollering at, man, before I called you, right? And I'm like, damn, I'm gonna sit up here wait till this bullshit down now before I sit up here and actually hit you back. Hit you up. But I thought about it. I said, damn, I should have sit up here and called you while all this bullshit was going on, because the people need to hear what actually goes on behind here. You see what I'm saying? I'm like, they need to hear the shit that goes on in the background to give them a real idealistic imagination of what is really going on, instead of everything being peace and quiet. Because it's very rare that you get this level of peace. You know what I'm saying? Like it's kind of quiet in here now.
Yo,
But
you know
for a
what? The
minute,
one thing that helped move the movie with Dr. King is when he went to Selma.
what's that?
He had when they did that march over the bridge, and they went to Selma, and for the first time they had the cameras on them, and they had the cameras, and the world actually got to see the dogs, the water hoses, the people getting beat up. They got to see all that, and that's what changed a lot of things in that movement, bro. When they got to actually see what's going on from their perspective, just like when George Floyd. When George Floyd got killed, the whole world was watching right there on when he was dying. From minute to minute, second to second, we watched him take his last breath. That changed the whole concept of what's going on in the streets.
But man, when it comes to when it comes to shit like that, because I know some dudes that been subjected to that same kind of shit too while in here. They done pull the water the water hoses out there, spray their hose cell down, just straight bullshit, humiliation, dehumanization at its worst, right? But the reason they get away with it because see, they do certain things where there's no cameras at, right? But I always sit up here and say, and I was telling a young brother this a little while back, that you can't expect for your enemy to treat you equal. You can't expect for your enemy to treat you equal. These people are the enemy. And their mindset is to seek and destroy. So for you to sit up here and expect any kind of peace and harmony from them is ludicrous. You know what I'm saying? You have to create that within your own space. And too often, man, as much as I hate the system, and I hate the people that are attached to creating the dehumanization of the system. And I don't like to use the word hate, but I'm very passionate about the bullshit that goes on. Man, our people, man, too often, man, we got to get out there. We too comfortable with that excuse making mentality, man, of accusing these people, man, of why we in these fucked up conditions to begin with. That's just the reality of it, man. We are too comfortable, man, with being mediocre. We are too comfortable, man, with not maximizing our potentials, man, our God-given gifts. We too comfortable with that. So what we find comfort at is blaming somebody else for why we ain't sit up here and became the men that we truly was destined to be. We too comfortable with that shit. And that's the biggest problem. Like, we can point out these people bullshit, and rightfully so, but the biggest problem is the man in the mirror.
Let me help you with that too, though, bro. A lot of times we are subject, we become products of the environment. So a lot of people don't get that exposure to understand how big the world really is and how many different things are going on outside of their community.
That's when you don't know, but when you do know, then it's a whole nother conversation.
Exactly.
Because those who do not listen must feel. Goes back to when you was younger and your granny or your mama or whoever it was sit up here and told you, if you touch that stove, it's gonna burn. The stove is hot, don't touch it. Well, if you chose to be hard-headed, once you touch that stove, it burn your hand. Now your ass hooping and hollering, right? Those who do not listen must feel. I'm very big, once again, on accountability and responsibility. I dislike everything that comes with this negative ass injustice system that we are subjected to. But the reality of it is, more often than not, we put ourselves in position to be subjected to injustice. We just sit up here and do. Because we know that we live in a racist ass society, right? We know this. We know that being black is automatic a strike against us. We know being black and being a man is another strike against us. We know that being black, being a man, and if we fatherless is 3 strikes. And then being black, being a man, being fatherless, and if you came up in poverty, you automatically considered to be struck out. We already know this. We know this shit we know this shit as being kids. So it ain't like that we don't know. We know this as being kids. So when you sit up here and you got people trying to educate you, right? Because once again, it's a different when you don't know. When you don't know, you can't blame somebody for being ignorant. They was never taught shit. But when you was taught something, but you chose to ignore the teachings that you was taught, then everything is on you. I'm guilty of that. You know what I'm saying? One thing I'm not gonna do, I'm not gonna speak on something but act like I am immune to it. I'm guilty of that. You know what I'm saying? Of sitting up here, didn't want to listen to certain things, so I had to feel it. And this is why most of our people, man, we find ourselves in these situations. And we're not man enough to sit up here and look in the mirror and acknowledge the fact that we are the cause of our own demise. Even from in prison, it's as simple as you have individuals that don't sit up here and stay in contact with their kids. The first thing they want to do is blame the child's mother, right? Now, some people do have the child mother that are keeping them away from their child. You know what I'm saying? But if you don't sit up here and make an attempt, you automatically sit up here and gave in. Because sometimes, man, a letter can go a long way. You know what I'm saying? A letter can go a long way. You don't know what you can say with your words that can change somebody's whole outlook on life if you don't never sit up here and say shit to them to begin with.
Yeah, it's both.
That's just the truth of the matter.
If both people got to be involved, and when it comes to co-parenting, both people got to be on the same mindset that they want to change the actions of their ways. You know what I'm saying? Not just through words, but through their physical actions, they got to change. So both of them got to be on the same mindset to create that change and not continue to walk in the same direction into a dead end every single time, and they complain that it's a dead end. You know it's a dead end. There's a sign right there that says the road is about to end, but you continue to go down that same road. So we got to change the direction that we're going in order to get to a better place. You know, in order to complete the cycle, we got to, change the cycle.
I totally agree. You know, co-parenting, man, co-parenting is hard, man. You know, man, being a father, man, trying to raise boys locked up, man, shit. That's a whole nother level of a headache. You know what I mean? Especially when you and the parent get different ideologies of what it is y'all want to sit up here, how y'all want to go about attacking a certain situation with your child. But I don't believe in giving up on it just because the thought process may be a little different. Because these kids, they don't ask to be here. They don't ask to be placed in the circumstances that they in, But it ain't nothing easy about it. Ain't nothing easy about it by a long shot. I struggle with mine every day. But shit, I take pride in that struggle because I just take pride in the fact that, I have the opportunity to mold them to being strong men. I have the opportunity to do that. So I take pride in that no matter how hard it is. I take great pride in that.
That's a good thing, man. That's a good thing. But the key word you said earlier in that co-parenting, two different mindsets.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And that's not only any relationship you got to have, as far as parenting, you got to be on the same page. It's not always going to be, your word and her word or this word and that word, but at the same time, you both come to an agreement that's going to be terms for parenting best for the child and not terms for parenting that's best for the kid. We got to think about the bigger picture. If I allow this child to do this and the person over here says don't do that, what are the consequences of the actions that I allow them to do? What's going to be the repercussions? So we always got to be mindful that what the adult or the teenager or the child, they don't understand the bigger picture. They just want to do what they feel is best for them at that moment. But then down the road, they like, man, I need some help. We're like, what do you need help with? This and that. Didn't I tell you not to do that? Well, I thought I'll be okay. Now you need help.
Yeah, it's that. I think that's that tough. That's that tough love aspect, man. Being able to be a parent is a blessing within itself. But we don't really think about how our actions at the moment will truly impact, you know, our parenting when we sit up here bringing life into this world, man. Because I sure wasn't thinking about none of that. You know what I'm saying? And now that we are in this time to where we are trying to do this co-parenting, it gets hard because especially when it's women, man, raising boys, can't no woman, man, some women think that they can raise a boy. Can't no woman raise no boy. That shit don't happen. She can sit up here, she can nurture him as much as she can, but can't no woman raise no boy to be a man. That shit is humanly impossible. You know what I'm saying? It just doesn't happen. You need a man to sit up here and do that. And a lot of women, man, they be bitter because that man that is assigned that job sit up here, man, and he failed the assignment. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of them men has failed because they just chosen to give up. Like a lot of men have just chosen to give up. You know what I'm saying? And it makes it harder. It makes it harder for these women. Now you do have women that sit up here and the father does try the best he can, whether he's in or he's out. But for whatever reason, they still bitter and they hurt for some shit that went on way back when. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it makes it harder for that. It makes it harder for that man to be a father with that child, especially if that man don't care to bring the system involved. Because once you bring the system involved, you'd be like, okay, well, yeah, it's gonna make things a little bit easier, but I don't think it does. It make it a little bit more messier.
Yeah, it's
So it's
crazy,
like
man.
you damn if you do, and you damn if you don't. You know what I'm saying? So, but I also blame it on us men as too, though, because the reality of it is we don't sit up here and make a woman do nothing. But at the same time, we create some of the condition that goes on in these women's hearts and in their minds, though, that have an effect on us being responsible fathers. And we don't ever want to own that shit. So we like to sweep that under the rug as if, we didn't do this and do that. And that's not to make an excuse for women, but it's to sit up here, man, and to have men open up their eyes and see how our actions or lack thereof impacted a situation to become what it is. You see what I'm saying?
Definitely.
And once we're able to do that, then we're able to gain better clarity and a better perspective and maybe make better choices to try to sit up here, man, and amend these broken relationships. Because too often, too much, that we have these young boys and even girls that are hurt because their parents have continued to allow unamended relationships to continue to be broken that has caused a downward spiral of effect on these kids. And that's one of the main problems when it comes to co-parenting, man. Communication is fucked up.
Communication is the key word, bro. You put an explanation on everything you just said, communication. So if that communication is there's a breakdown of communication, I mean, nothing's going to go good, man. It's not going to go good. And that's one thing that, when we talk about co-parenting is at the top of the list, communication.
Mm-hmm.
You can't change your mindset if you can't even communicate with each other.
I know doubt about it. Communication is everything, man. You can't understand somebody if you don't communicate with them.
Right, exactly.
We
so
have to be able to communicate to understand.
Right, that's the starting point. So if there's no communication, then you can't even line up at the blocks. So you're not even at the starting blocks, so you can't communicate. It's time to line up, and you like that person ain't even hearing me. They're not even listening to me. So now we can't stand face to face, eye to eye, and talk about how we're gonna make this happen because the communication is not there.
I totally agree, man. But we lack a lot of proper communication because, excuse me, we sit up here and we have yet to properly address our emotions, man. We very emotional people, and we very prideful people, and a lot of times, man, we prideful for shit that makes no sense. I remember an old head told me some years ago. He said, you got a lot of pride, but for what though? He said, what you proud of? And it really didn't register to me. So I had an ignorant ass response. And my response was, I'm a real nigga.
Right.
That's my response, right? And he said, so you proud to sit up here and say you a real nigga? And he asked, what makes you a real nigga? So I had another ignorant ass response, but at that time, it was the realest shit to me. And I stood up here telling him, well, I ain't told on nobody. I ain't sit up here and I ain't no child molester. I ain't raped nobody. I'm running down all this bullshit that constitutes with being a criminal, right?
Yeah.
This is what I run. This is what I run down to him. All this shit, I tell him I ain't did. That's a reflection of a criminal. So once I got done doing that, he stood up here and said, so you proud of the fact that your principles is aligned with the street life? That's what he told me.
Right.
He said, that's all you telling me, that you proud of the fact that you ain't did nothing that you feel is a violation of the street culture.
The street code, the code of the street.
But you ain't told me shit that you proud of that has anything to do with what your granny taught you or what your mama taught you.
Right.
And at that time, I'm young, what I'm saying, a lot younger. And once again, my pride is high. And I'm like, damn, I got too much pride to admit and acknowledge what he told me, right? But the reality was the shit hit home deep. And as I got older and I sit back, man, I reflect on certain conversations, man, I realized I was just as ignorant as the rest as everybody else. You know what I'm saying? Wow. And a lot of times, man, we find ourselves very proudful, man, of ignorant shit, of stupidity. We so proud of stupidity that we can't even sit up here and see the bigger picture. You know what I'm saying? But the moment I get out my own way, man, like years ago, we couldn't have no conversation like this because I wouldn't even allow myself to talk to you. So I would have been blocking my own blessing. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely, man.
And with the growth, man, of myself and just how I sit up here and I just see things in general, man. I've been able to sit up here and really use my voice to sit up here and impact people. It's to where now I make it a point, man, to snatch on to some of the young people that I encounter around here, and I listen to them. I listen to them, and I create a place of comfort for them to be themselves. And I sit up here and get them positive feedback, man. And I sit up here and I look out for them if I can, but I always tell them up front, I can't entertain no sucker shit. And what I mean by that is anything that's not conducive to your growth is where we part ways.
Yo, and speaking on that, man, as you brought that up, man, one of my questions is like, we really trying to have an interview, man. We're just having chopped up this talk, man to man. But as you mentioned that, brother, as you say, a lot of brothers that's been there a long time, and I want to help, and eventually talk to them brothers and give them a platform as well. By any means necessary, we could do that. But what hits me a lot, man, is a lot of young brothers coming there, man, and like I said, the product of the environment, and they come in there headstrong, think they had the code, they didn't, perfected the code, and they do what they gotta do to protect that code, and then they realize that code ain't protecting them. So how do you help them young brothers as they come in there, man? How do you help them to adapt to that new environment so they can become stronger? I know a lot of them fall to the wayside, and some of them, continue to grow, but how do you guys bring them brothers in?
Well, that's actually a very good question. And my response to that is experience. When I first came to prison, I didn't know how the hell I was going to do time. I just knew I had to do it. And I'll never forget, I read something. And it said the best way to do time is to show up for it. That's the best way to do it. So what I sit up here and I just tell them, man, I'm always encouraging them to, if they ain't got no GED, to make that a primary focus, for one. But it's hard because they just took a lot of these programs out, and depending on how much time you get, they sit up here and they don't want you to get involved in these programs to try to better yourself. So the ones that are closer to the ones that have the closer out dates, I mean, they have the closer out dates are the ones that are they are quick to get in these programs, opposed to ones that out dates seem, you know what I mean, less foreseeable, right?
Right.
And I always sit up here and tell them, one man, you know, don't get involved in the bullshit prison culture, which is the fake ass penitentiary gangs and all that stupid shit, because they ain't gonna do nothing but play themselves. I always tell them, you know, stay away from the hard drugs, because that's not gonna do nothing but sit up here and help them play themselves too. Uh, I tell them keep their business to themselves. You know, the younger culture got the tendency to like to brag about things they done did, you know what I mean, before they came to prison, and you know, probably these females they talk to and all this shit. And I sit up here and I try to tell them that keep your business to yourself, certain personal shit, because you don't know who's related to who. You don't know who's currently, you know, interacting with who. You know what I'm saying? And that right there can sit up here and possibly lead to your death if you let the wrong thing slip out to the wrong person. So, you know, I'm always educating them, man, on how to sit up here and, you know, just getting, I call it game etiquette. Just getting on some game, man, how to sit up and really just go about governing themselves to really just do this time in the less chaotic way as possible. Because this is a lot of chaos, and there's more chaos on the mental and emotional level than the physical level, anything. A lot of people think that prison is so violent. And the reality of it is, it's really not. You know, you may have some violent acts, but this penitentiary, it's not really violent. You know, when you compare this shit to some of the penitentiaries you see on TV in California, you know, and down in the South and shit like that, man, this shit right here, man, it's the suburbs.
But you got,
You
but
know
we
what I'm
also talk
saying?
about the different types of prison. You talk about the state, federal, you know, and different things going on and
That
how
too.
institutions are run. So, like anything else, man, if anybody coming in fresh and they right off the streets, it's going to take them a while to actually implement what you tell them to do, because they know the culture on the street. They got friends or family
Well,
up in there, so they figure, hey, if I come in here and do what I gotta do, I got people that's gonna protect me. But then as you just broke it down, that ain't always gonna be the same case, because it's a whole new lifestyle in there. And everybody trying to
well, let me
maintain the
tell.
lifestyle inside there if they got long time. They got short time, they got
Well,
another certain lifestyle they're trying to maintain because they're trying to get out. So there's a
well,
whole
let
lot
me
of different phases going through that life.
well, let me tell you. Let me tell you this though. That's a false sense of reality. And I'm gonna tell you why I say that. Because first and foremost, ain't no friends in prison. See, that's a false sense of reality. Ain't no friends in prison.
But
The ones that think there
these
is,
young boys and young men don't know that when they get in there, bro. You know that.
yeah. No, they actually do know it. They don't want to accept it. See, they know it because you knew it before you got in here, right? Because most young people, they comfortable with a pistol, right? So once you take the pistol out their hand, you see a different side of them. You get what I'm saying? So goes back to when you were younger. You knew when you were younger the flaws that you had in your friend. You knew that. You knew if your friend always cried when he thought he was gonna get his ass whooped, right? Everybody had some kind of friend like that, that somebody in their neighborhood that they grew up with that was like that. So common sense told you, don't go do a crime with him. But now you try to put that pressure on him to sit up and go do that crime. So the moment his ass tell, then you mad at him. Transform him to the penitentiary. Everybody your friend in the penitentiary until that pistol come out. See, once that knife come out, you realize who your friends really is. The moment that knife play come out, them same dudes that you thought was your friends, the motherfuckers get to scattering like roaches. Cause they scared
Everybody
that they
want to
might
live.
sit up here. They scared they might get killed,
Right.
or they don't want to sit up here and possibly kill somebody and catch a body.
Right.
See, all this shit sound cool. all of it sound cool, and all of it sound cool, and everything is peaches and creams, right? Until reality sit up here and strikes, man. When reality strikes, the ball game changes. You see what I'm saying? There's no friends in here, man. You have comrades, you got people that sit up here, man, and they may build a solid, you know, respectable living situation. There ain't no friends in here because that same person that you sit up here and you eat with today may turn around and kill you, try to kill you tonight. That's the reality of it. The prison, the same reality of it in the street.
Same reality, bro.
It's just what it is. Ain't no friends in here. So you got to say the penitentiary was never designed to be friendly. You ain't never heard the story when you was younger where the penitentiary was designed to be friendly. The penitentiary was designed to be friendly.
Nah.
There is no pure love in the penitentiary, right? There's nothing but understanding and confusion. And what I mean by that is no matter how good you are to a person while they're in prison, right? You can be respectful to them. You can sit up here, man, and be generous to them and all this shit. But the reality of it is, that's not love to me, that's understanding. You create, there's understanding amongst men because he knows and you knows at any moment, you and I can sit up here and be the best of motherfucking friends. We could have had a hell of a camaraderie for 25 years, right? But say you got a brother that comes to the penitentiary, me and your brother got the issue, your brother do something, and I may want to sit up here and stab him about. Man, and your 25-year friendship goes out the window because as a brother, you're not just about to sit up here and be okay with me want to do something to your brother. You can't go back home to mama knowing that.
Right.
You can't look your old man in the ass knowing that. You can't look your niece and nephews in the face knowing that. So that ends that friendship right there. Friendships are based on conditions. That shit ain't based on love. That shit is based on conditions. That's like unconditional love. Everybody loves you until you do something that they don't sit up here and like. Love is not unconditional. Love is based with conditions. Everything in life, man, is revolved around conditions. We love so-and-so so much until they sit up here and they hurt our mama. We love so-and-so so much until they take our child away from us. We'll do anything for this one person, give them our life, give them the shirt off our back, until they try to sit up here and take our life away from us. So now that love changes. You see what I'm saying? That love is based on conditions. Same thing as a friendship. So yeah, ain't no pure friendships. Everything is based on conditions. Until you fuck up, we all good.
Right. So it must be tough for a younger brother to come in there, man, with no GED, no high school education, really no true friends in there, and really just trying to figure out how his future's gonna look.
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough when you don't know because the reality of it is you don't know. You know, shit, we don't know what's gonna happen with us shit after we get off this call.
No doubt.
Shit, we got plans on what we gonna do. You got in your man what you gonna do, and I got in my man what I'm gonna do. But man, that shit can change in the blink of an eye.
Exactly.
So the unknown, man, is uncharted territory. You know, it's scary. It's scary for a lot of people. But man, just being young, coming into the penitentiary, man, you know, the best thing a person can do, man, is get in tune with themselves, man. Find out who they really are because at a young age, you don't know who the hell you is. You think you do, but you have no clue. You know what I'm saying? Get in touch with who you is, man, and really try to maintain relationships with the people that you got on the streets. And if you broke in any relationships that could have been good for you, try to amend them to try to make this time just a little bit lighter. Because the longer you in prison, the more people you gonna lose, the harder it's gonna get. And that's a blessing to the prison and, you know, comes your way. But all that has to do with karma too, though. Because there's good and bad karma. All that has to come to do with the seeds that you plant. When you plant good seeds, you get fruit. When you plant bad seeds, you get weeds. So regardless of how bad it is or how ignorant that you are, if you really work on yourself and try to sit up here and have something for yourself, by first working on the conditions on your mind and conditions on your heart, then a lot of positive things can come from prison. I can honestly say, man, that as much as I hate to admit it, man, shit, being in prison, man, part of it was good for me. You know, as much as I hate to admit that shit, but it's the truth though, because without prison, who's to say I would have stood up and been alive to see this moment?
Right.
I can't say. You see what I'm saying? Without prison, who was to say that I would have been able to have the growth that I've stood up here and developed? I can't say. You see what I'm saying? So instead of looking at everything just from a negative aspect, look at it from the positive things, from the positive spectrum that you can take from this experience. You see what I'm saying? If it weren't for prison, who's to say that me and you would ever connect? Can't say that. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So
and that's why it's so great that we have connected, man, that I want to help, that's build this this platform, man, build this legacy up with those brothers that's coming in, those brothers that's there, and those brothers who are still trying to figure out how to go through this with the use of Dynamic Dads, bro, because everybody needs that fellowship, they need that mentoring, they need that guidance. We got programs set up right now where we're sponsoring people to get not the GED, but the diplomas. It's not other pros who want to be able to help out. So from the inside, I need to know from the inside what you guys need so that I can bring it from the outside to get you what you need. And we bring that bridge, man, and so build a strong foundation to cross over those troubled waters. Make that bridge.
What we need in here, man, from the outside, one, we need a strong support system. One,
you got that right now with Dynamic Dad.
We need people, man, that we need a lot, man. Like I'm not even gonna lie to you. We need a lot, man.
Let's work on getting those things done, bro. Like I said, from what you tell me from the inside is what we get you from the outside. So we have to start working on that. With Dynamic Dad and Magnificent Moms and BST, we work on that.
Yeah, because any outside sources that try to, that try to sit up here, man, and reach into people in here, these people may do everything in their power, man, to denounce. You know what I'm saying? They don't want no kind of outside sources, especially if it's black people. They don't want them to have no kind of involvement within this penitentiary. So the best thing I think that we can sit up here and do to start off, like you said, connect with some of the individuals that's in here, via email and conversation, and get to know their minds and really learn about these individuals. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not the only man in here that got something to say and it has a very bright mind. It's a few good brothers in here that are well equipped, man, to sit up here, man, in building, some programs and doing things of this nature. I'm just one of them dudes. I just speak from the heart. You know what I'm saying? I'm unrehearsed about all kind of shit. I just like to go on the fly. You know what I mean?
Definitely. I want to give you that platform, man. You had a platform with Dynamic Dad to make that happen, and other things that we're going on to make that happen, brother. So we're going to continue to build on that.
Most definitely, man. And I appreciate you for everything that you sit up here and do and everything that you have done, because it's just a reflection of where your heart is at. So, mad respect for you, my man.
Hey, the respect is on you, brother. I mean, as we connect, man, like I said, it's for a reason that we connected. So now that we connected, brother, it's for life.
I no doubt about it. Man, I just want to sit up here, man, and just see these young people excel, man. That's where my heart is at. My heart is sit up here, man, and is helping these young people. Especially these boys, man, because we got too many young men, man, and that just broken to get a loss of direction. That just really just need that attentionness, and we put too much responsibility on these women, man, and we just too comfortable as black men just slacking. So I feel like that that's where my passion is at. And the more people that we can get to be involved in things of that nature, I think the better off we'll be.
No doubt, no doubt. It's where it's all start, man. We the head, you know what I'm saying? So if we the king, then we got to reign over our territory. But we also got to set standards for ourselves to make sure that everything stays in order.
No doubt about it. I definitely agree with you on that. I definitely agree with you on that. You know, I sit up here, man, and I'm constantly pouring wisdom into my own boys. You know, the older they get, the more patient I become because I realize the importance of it. But you know, it's hard, man. It's hard for these young people. You know, when you deal with just peer pressure and the way the world is today, man. You know, they just ain't the same. So you know, they got so much more exposure than we had coming up. You know, and they just like 10 times as fragile. So it's like you gotta be, you know what I mean, 10 times as patient. You know what I'm saying? And just and more active in. It's just a challenge. But it's one that it's one I take great pride in though.
Right. Well, hey man, anything I can do to help, man. You know, let's make it happen. You know, those things that you guys need behind the inside. Like I said, tell us what's going on from the inside so we can get it from the outside to the inside. So just let me know how we can do that, man. How we can make those things happen. Right now, my whole thing, man, is I'm getting a resource center set up so that when people get out, they got the things they need. But I tell people all the time,
Right.
preparation is the key to success. So while they're in there, you got to get your paperwork in order. You know, your social security card, your license, you know, like I said, birth certificate, all those papers you need. So when you get out, you're ready. A lot of times brothers don't have that stuff in order when they get out.
Yeah, well, that's because they didn't have it in order when they was before they came in.
Right. So, but if you're in there for 5-10 years, you know you got short time. That's when you got to start getting yourself ready to get out. But it's changing that mindset. The mindset change, you know.
I definitely agree with you. And you know, all those things is very necessary, man. I think, you know, I actually think, man, things is getting better, man, with you know, with people having programs, man, and places they can go to that are getting back to the community, man, that are fresh out opposed to, you know, years ago. I'm starting to really realize there's a lot of programs that are accepting people and that are actually helping these people, man. I actually, man, I was seeing something the other day about it was a man that I think he did like 48 years in prison or something like that. And he was 82 years old. And he was wrongfully convicted and they finally sit up here and let him free. And I was thinking the whole time, what the hell is this man supposed to do? This brother's in a wheelchair.
Right.
This brother sit up here and most of his damn family, you know, had been gone. They had turned their back on him because he was accused of killing his wife. And I just sat back, I thought about this shit like, man, that's the kind of shit that we have to change right there.
He was released out of there?
Nah, he wasn't released out of here. He was released out of some other prison, but I was watching it on the news, right?
Yeah, okay.
And I'm just like, man, what the hell? It's like, that's the kind of shit that we have to change, man.
Oh, no doubt, man.
You know,
definitely got to. And that's what I'm all about, man, is helping those brothers get out. But it's the same, like you said, if you've been there for 25 years, man, and there's nothing set up for you when you get out, like, what are you going to do? The whole world has changed in 25 years.
No doubt about it. A lot has changed, man. You know, shit, I be staying in touch with current events through my young people. You know, without them, I'm at a loss of a lot of things that's going on out there in the world.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah, man, I believe that we go sit up here, man. I believe everything will work itself out. We just got to continue to push and continue to just band together, man. It's too many of us black men that are passionate about the same thing who can come together and really make a strong impact if we just band together, man.
Yeah, I'm all about a collaboration, brother. So if there's anybody, you know, that I can collaborate with inside or outside, that's connected, brother. That's what I'm all about.
Yeah, I told you, I definitely got this one brother, man. I really can't wait for you and him to connect, man. Very, very, very deep brother, and we go make that happen very soon. We're
Yeah,
gonna
and
make that happen very soon.
like I said, man, if he can't get on the audio, send me something so I can connect with him on his Gmail, whatever, his email account, and then start setting things up, man. One of the things I'm always about to set up too, man, is a birthday club. I know a lot of brothers in there, man, they don't have anybody on the outside, or even as the days go by, even inside, they can say nobody's a friend in there. So who celebrates them on their birthday? You know what I'm saying? So who celebrates them?
Everybody don't celebrate birthdays, man. To be honest, there's some brothers in here, man. They don't celebrate birthdays at all. 9 to 10, if somebody's birthday come around, they celebrate it. Dude may sit up here, eat a good little meal, or do what he do. You know what I'm saying? But outside of that, man, I mean, that's really, what it is. Unless they got, some people on the street. Me, for my birthday, the way, people will sit up here and celebrate mine. I want some food. So unless you go buy me some food, I'm trying to figure out, a way that you can sit up here and probably do something for somebody that I care about.
Yeah.
That's just how I am. I had somebody try to sit up here and do something for my birthday last year, then the whole time, and I was thinking about how I can do something for somebody else.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So yeah, that's how people celebrate their birthdays, man. Everybody got their way of doing their thing, man. Me personally, shit, I'm just gonna eat me a meal and work out.
And that's cool too. But like I said, a lot of brothers you said don't even celebrate no more because they don't have anybody on the outside to give them that praise. So they like leave it alone because it's gonna mess with their mental. You know what I'm saying?
But I wouldn't even say just that, man. To be honest with you, it's just that birthdays, they're not as impactful no more, man. The longer you locked up,
right? I understand.
It doesn't mean nothing to a lot of people. You know what I mean? Like seriously, it doesn't. It doesn't. Like if somebody didn't tell me happy birthday, honestly, I probably wouldn't give a damn. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because I feel like every day I wake up, man, is something special. You know what I mean? I don't get caught up in numbers. I feel like every day I wake up is something special. So I just transform my mindset, man, to how I sit up here and I see moments and time, places, and events. You know what I'm saying? If I allow myself to become selfish within it, and then I allow myself to become emotionally impacted by it. And that's why I try to eliminate.
Right. So let me ask you this, man, for a long timer, man, what is the ways that someone from the outside can help that brother? I mean, I understand communication is one thing, but to keep that brother on a daily basis uplifted, that's impactful, man, not just wasting your time, giving something to them and they're like, man, please, you could have kept this shit.
Well, I always say the greatest gift somebody can give you is their heart, right? And what I mean by that is the greatest gift I feel like I could give somebody, man, is some wisdom. There's nothing monetary that I can give you that's better than any kind of jewel I can share with you. You know what I'm saying? You can give a person, you can give a person $1, and then you can turn around and give him $1,000. If he can't think, the only difference between that dollar and $1,000 is how fast it's spent and how much you can give with it. That's the only difference. But one thing for sure, he gonna waste it. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But you give $1 to somebody that can think, and you get $1,000 to somebody that can think. The one thing they gonna do is they gonna stretch it. They'll get the most out of it because more often than not, they're gonna sit up here and figure out how can they double it. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So I'm all about, man, trying to just change a mindset. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm all about changing the mindset, man, because after so long, that monetary shit, man, they don't mean nothing to nobody. You know what I mean? I mean, because you think about it, when you give somebody something they didn't work for, shit, they don't appreciate it anyway.
Right.
So what's the purpose to sit up here? You know, you waste all your time and money, man, giving something to so and so, and they ain't sit up here and strive for anything. Now it's different if you've been seeing somebody busting their ass. They've been trying to, you know what I mean, get to a certain space within themselves, and then you come through and you look out. Yes, that person gonna appreciate that. But the person that ain't that's been trying to better themselves, and you just here you go, and they ain't gonna appreciate that. You could be mad at them, and you ain't got the right to. You should just be mad at yourself because you knew it going in. They won't go appreciate it.
Definitely.
So I just say, man, give somebody some game, man. You know, free game is all around you. It's there for anybody that want to sit up here and play. Anybody that want to sit up here and be a part of it, it's there.
Definitely, man. So, man, you know, I don't know what conditions are and what's going on with you right now, man. How things are around you, man. But how you gonna play your rest of your day out?
Well, I'm gonna sit up here, man, and holler at my grandmother, cause I ain't hollered at her in a couple of days. That's my dog, so I gotta be in that corner. And as always, I gotta sit up here and I gotta be a father, so I gotta wrap my mind around getting annoyed today by one of these kids and not all of these kids. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I gotta wrap my mind around that, man. And I'm gonna chill, man, and eat, man. You know, and I want to get some writing in today, but we're gonna see how this sit up here and play out. You know, March Madness is jumping off, so I gotta catch my basketball games. And you know, I'm big on these sports, so I gotta have my basketball.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna relax, man, and prepare for tomorrow. You know, Monday is always a big day for me in here, so I'm gonna prepare for tomorrow and get back. I call it back to the business.
Hey, man. I definitely congratulate you on for staying focused, man, and doing what you're doing. Let your heart lead you, brother. Do it with the passion, you know, let your passion lead you so that you continue to be a strong man. I know every day is a new day, bro. So wake up tomorrow, man, and be ready for it.
I know that, my brother, and likewise, man. Like I say, it's always a blessing, and I appreciate you, man, for even giving me the opportunity to, you know, share my voice, man, and my thoughts, and just open up their eyes to a lot of people that may be ignorant to a lot of things that goes on behind these walls. And I just encourage you to keep doing what you're doing, man, and uplifting these people, man, uplifting these kids, and you know, helping these men that continue to try to be better fathers, because I know that it's very needed for all of us. So I definitely appreciate you, my man.
Definitely. That's why I started this program up, man. Dynamic Dads, man. My dad was locked up most of his life. And so here I have a father who's locked up in jail. I have no father. And so that prompted me, how does it look like to have a father in jail and not having any kind of parenting that's involved? You know, wasn't even involved in my life for 90% of my life. But then when he died, I had to take care of him. So, you know, it's just a passion for me, man. I never been inside that long, but you know, I did a little
Right.
county time. So it's a whole total different lifestyle, but being in this environment, brother, the mindset that goes through, a lot of people inside or outside don't understand. You know, some people just don't understand how, you know, the life that you live, man.
Yeah, I think the absence of a father, man, it can do one or two things, man. It can build you or break you. It's gonna do one of the two. Either it's gonna build you to become a better man and help you become a better father to your kids, or it's gonna break you to become less of a man and to become a worse father to your kids than your father was to you. It's gonna do one of the two. And we had the power of that decision.
Right. And so that's what Dynamic Dad is here for, being that mentoring. You know what I'm saying? So if they're on whatever side they're on, you know, help them balance out, give them the resource to continue to be strong, but give them resources to be, you know, to come out of that weakness, to come into positive, you know, if they're in a negative mindset. So we're gonna continue to do that, bro.
I no doubt about it, man. You know, we rise into occasions around here. Whatever obstacle is set in front of us, man, we sitting up here, we embracing it. We ain't running from it.
No doubt. So, brother, I'm gonna let you go, man. You stay up, man. It's always, you know, great pleasure talking to you, man. Anytime you want, man. It's your platform. This is our platform. You know what I'm saying?
No doubt about it, man. We gonna get to it, man, sooner than later. I definitely appreciate you, and you enjoy your day too.
No doubt, man. Stay up.
Yep.